The world economy is a tapestry woven from diverse cultures, each thread representing a unique set of values, traditions, and practices. Each culture, with its unique values, beliefs, and practices, influences how people engage in economic activities, from the way they trade and invest to how they save and spend. This essay delves into the concept of economic culture, exploring its profound impact on global economies. We will uncover how cultural norms and values shape economic systems and drive economic outcomes. We will examine how cultural dimensions shape economic behavior, from individual choices to national policies. These dimensions include attitudes towards risk, time orientation, and the importance of community versus individualism. Understanding economic culture is crucial for navigating the complexities of the global marketplace. Businesses and policymakers must consider cultural factors to make informed decisions and create effective strategies. Culture's influence on economics is often subtle, operating beneath the surface of economic models and theories. It can be seen in the way people approach negotiations, their trust in institutions, and their willingness to innovate. It shapes our attitudes towards work, savings, investments, consumption, and entrepreneurship. For example, some cultures emphasize hard work and perseverance, leading to higher productivity and economic growth. For instance, a society that values hard work and thrift may exhibit higher savings rates, fueling economic growth. These savings can be channeled into investments, driving innovation and development. Conversely, a culture that prioritizes immediate gratification might experience lower savings and higher debt levels. This can lead to economic instability and slower growth over time. Recognizing these cultural nuances is essential for businesses, policymakers, and individuals seeking to thrive in the global economy. By understanding and respecting cultural differences, we can foster more inclusive and sustainable economic growth. Cultural exchange and economic collaboration can lead to innovative solutions and new opportunities. Embracing diversity in economic practices can enhance resilience and adaptability in a rapidly changing world. As we move forward, cultural awareness will play a pivotal role in shaping the future of the global economy. By integrating cultural insights into economic planning, we can build a more equitable and prosperous world for all.
Economic culture encompasses the shared values, beliefs, and practices that guide economic behavior within a society. It is the collective mindset that influences how individuals and groups make economic decisions, shaping the overall economic landscape. It's the unwritten rulebook that shapes how people perceive and interact with the economic world. These cultural norms and values are passed down through generations, creating a unique economic identity for each society. This includes attitudes towards work, such as the importance placed on hard work, achievement, and work-life balance. In some cultures, work is seen as a central part of life and identity, while in others there is a stronger emphasis on leisure and personal time. It also encompasses financial behaviors like saving, spending, borrowing, and investing habits. For instance, some cultures prioritize saving for the future and are risk-averse, while others may be more inclined to spend and invest in high-risk ventures. Furthermore, economic culture influences entrepreneurial spirit, determining the level of risk-taking and innovation within a society. In cultures that value innovation and risk-taking, there is often a higher rate of entrepreneurial activity and business startups. It also shapes consumption patterns, dictating preferences for certain goods and services. Cultural tastes and preferences can significantly impact market demand and consumer behavior, influencing which products become popular and which do not. Understanding these cultural nuances is crucial for businesses to tailor their products and marketing strategies to resonate with local values. Companies that successfully adapt to the cultural context of their target markets are more likely to succeed and build strong customer loyalty. For policymakers, it's essential to design policies that align with the prevailing economic culture to ensure their effectiveness. Policies that are culturally sensitive and take into account the economic behaviors and values of the population are more likely to be accepted and implemented successfully.
To navigate the complexities of economic culture, we turn to Geert Hofstede's cultural dimensions theory. This theory, developed through extensive research and analysis, offers a comprehensive framework for understanding the profound impact of cultural values on human behavior, particularly in economic contexts. This framework provides a valuable tool for understanding how cultural values influence behavior, including economic behavior. By examining these dimensions, we can gain insights into why people from different cultures approach economic activities in distinct ways, and how these approaches can affect global business interactions. Hofstede's model identifies 6 key dimensions: power distance, individualism versus collectivism, masculinity versus femininity, uncertainty avoidance, long-term versus short-term orientation, and indulgence versus restraint. Each of these dimensions offers a unique lens through which we can view and analyze cultural differences. Each dimension represents a spectrum along which cultures can vary. Understanding where a particular culture falls on these spectrums can help businesses and individuals navigate cross-cultural interactions more effectively. Power distance refers to the extent to which less powerful members of a society accept and expect unequal power distribution. In high power distance cultures, hierarchical structures are more pronounced, and authority is rarely questioned. Conversely, in low power distance cultures, power is more evenly distributed, and subordinates are more likely to challenge authority. Individualism versus collectivism contrasts societies that prioritize individual goals and achievements with those that emphasize group harmony and collective well-being. In individualistic cultures, personal success and autonomy are highly valued, while collectivist cultures prioritize group cohesion and interdependence. Masculinity versus femininity explores the degree to which societies value assertiveness, competition, and material success versus nurturing, cooperation, and quality of life. Masculine cultures tend to emphasize ambition and achievement, while feminine cultures focus on care, compassion, and work-life balance. Uncertainty avoidance measures a society's tolerance for ambiguity and its preference for rules, structure, and predictability. High uncertainty avoidance cultures prefer clear guidelines and stability, while low uncertainty avoidance cultures are more comfortable with ambiguity and change. Long-term versus short-term orientation reflects a society's time horizon for planning and decision-making, emphasizing future rewards versus immediate gratification. Long-term oriented cultures focus on perseverance and thrift, while short-term oriented cultures prioritize quick results and social obligations. Lastly, indulgence versus restraint contrasts societies that allow relatively free gratification of basic human drives, related to enjoying life and having fun, with those that suppress gratification and regulate it by strict social norms. Indulgent cultures encourage leisure and pleasure, while restrained cultures emphasize self-control and moderation. By understanding these dimensions, businesses can tailor their strategies to better align with the cultural values of their international partners. This cultural awareness can lead to more effective communication, smoother negotiations, and ultimately, more successful economic outcomes. Training in cultural competence is becoming increasingly important in today's globalized world. Companies that invest in understanding and respecting cultural differences are better positioned to thrive in the international marketplace. Successful cross-cultural collaborations often hinge on the ability to navigate these cultural dimensions thoughtfully and respectfully. By leveraging Hofstede's framework, individuals and organizations can foster more harmonious and productive relationships across cultural boundaries. In conclusion, Hofstede's cultural dimensions theory serves as a vital compass for navigating the intricate landscape of global economic culture. It provides the insights needed to understand and bridge cultural divides, paving the way for more inclusive and effective international cooperation.
Section 4. Individualism versus collectivism. A tale of two economies. Let's delve deeper into two of these dimensions and their impact on economic practices. Individualistic cultures, such as the United States and many Western European countries, prioritize individual goals, initiative, and self-reliance. This cultural trait often translates into a strong entrepreneurial spirit, a competitive business environment, and a focus on individual achievement and material success.
In contrast, collectivist cultures, such as those found in many Asian and African countries, prioritize group harmony, loyalty, and interdependence. This cultural value often manifests in a greater emphasis on cooperation, social responsibility, and long-term relationships in business dealings. Decision-making processes may involve more consensus building and consideration for the well-being of the collective.
Section 5. Power distance. The hierarchy of economies. Power distance, another crucial dimension, significantly impacts economic structures and practices. Countries with high power distance, such as many in Latin America, Asia, and the Middle East, accept and expect hierarchical structures in organizations and society. This cultural norm often translates into centralized decision-making, a clear chain of command, and a greater emphasis on respect for authority. In contrast, low-power distance cultures, like those found in Scandinavian countries, strive for greater equality and flatter organizational structures. This cultural value fosters more decentralized decision-making, greater employee empowerment, and a more collaborative work environment. Understanding these cultural nuances is vital for businesses operating across borders, as leadership styles and organizational structures need to adapt to local expectations.